Hi everybody, this is video number 3 and it's still on chapter 2. So I want to point out a few things there for you to pay special attention to. And the things that I'm pointing out generally are going to help you with assignments and responses. So the first thing is on page 33. If you don't have your textbook, just pause this video and come back when you have it. So on page 33, the big idea at the top says inquiry assessment involves gathering, interpreting, and responding to evidence of a student's inquiry skills and dispositions. Gathering, interpreting, and responding. If you look at the chart in the middle of that page, you'll see gather, evaluate, respond. And it says these are 3 stages to the inquiry assessment process. Now you think of the way that we experienced assessment ourselves, or the way we may have started out doing it as teachers, and it's usually thinking about a product. Often that's a piece of paper. And assessment means marking that paper and recording a mark. We're saying that inquiry assessment is a whole lot more. And if you look at the bottom of the page at the triangle, in the middle it says balanced assessment. So you are looking at products. It could be, a creation of some sort, or paper, or an oral presentation that students give. Those are all products. But in addition to that, you'll see on that triangle conversation and observation. Now, we've talked a lot about observation. Conversation, it could be in a lot of forms. It could be talking during a lesson, asking questions, answering them. It could be students working in groups where you get to freely walk around and listen in and sit down with a group, maybe ask your own questions. It could be when you're on bus duty and having a little chat with somebody in the bus line. It could be at recess when students come to you and want to walk around beside you and talk. All of those are valuable times for learning about what a student knows. And on page 34, there's a little bit more about that student voice, and I just wanted to actually read a little bit. It's on the left-hand side column in the second paragraph. It says, for some time in education, written products have been considered the most valuable source of assessment data. However, current research points to student voice as one of the richest ways to accurately determine what a student knows. Some of you might remember that over the last year, I've taken every occasion I could to point out when I'm starting to hear a different voice from you. And this is when I notice you talking about things maybe a little bit deeper. Maybe you're talking with more confidence. So the student voice is a rich source of assessment material, because you can tell from the questions they ask sort of where they're at, like what they already know, what they want to know. On page 36, there's a chart at the bottom on the side. Teacher queries, so questions that teachers ask. And I wanted to read the very bottom of that, the final paragraph. The final sticky point of inquiry assessment involves the timing of assessment. Assessment practices of the past were typically add-ons at certain points, usually the end of a unit of study. That's the way I'm used to it. But I'm also used to this next part. Now we view assessment not as events, but as everyday classroom experiences where we show what we know, what we can do, look for advice and feedback, and provide the same for ourselves and our peers. So it's something that's going on all the time. You don't have to wait till the end and test what people know. You watch for what you know they know. You listen for what they know. The personal response that goes along with Chapter 2, I'm sending you this by email, is about experiencing an inquiry. It's a worksheet. You fill it in with short answers and send it back to me, and it's due when you finish reading Chapter 2. I'll also be sending, again, copies of that first response worksheet that was about how you are an inquiry learner, how you see yourself. And the second response sheet is about balanced assessment. And that really goes back to that page 33, triangle, bottom right, balanced assessment. And the worksheet just has 3 questions about that. And please just fill in your responses and send that back to me. So that'll be the end of this video, and the next one will be on Chapter 3. Thanks.